What's up, Gearheads? This is Eric Heads for the win, and what you're watching right now is my first free-for-all win. I actually was recording that day. I've won a few since, but this one is probably going to be the one I remember because I was so frustrated during this match. You're going to be seeing a little bit of my rage. You won't hear it, but you will see it. I start mashing buttons and stuff, and it's because the match before I was playing free-for-all and I got second, but most of the time I was in first, and I just got the worst luck. And then this happened with frag right here, and that just kind of like set me over the edge. And yeah, I was pretty mad. So that's what you're gonna be watching in the background. Instead of turning it off, I just start to think, you know what? It's on. I'm gonna freaking kill these guys, and I'm gonna win the match. And that's it. It's on. So hope you enjoy watching that. What I wanted to talk about was just Epic and the decisions they made for this game, causing the uproar of, all the negative feedback that this game has gotten from the community. And yeah, I just kind of want to go down a little list that I have in my mind about the decisions that Epic made, in developing this game. And yeah, so first things first, I kind of want to talk about the sales. I know the sales aren't everything when it comes to video games, but it is worth mentioning because it's very interesting how it all turned out. If I go to vgcharts.com, get to that real quick here, there's no global numbers for Judgment. I don't know why. Oh, actually there is. I'm looking at it right now. 776,000. It must have been updated today because I just checked it, I kid you not, maybe an hour ago, and I think they just updated it right now. So perfect timing. 766,000 with some change global after the first week. So that is pretty good. I mean, considering it's on one console, I mean, for any other game we'd think, oh, that's not bad, that's pretty good. But the problem is Gears 3 in 1 week sold 3 million. I mean, if you just can wrap your heads around that, that is a lot of copies. So 776,000 is pretty much nothing in comparison. And so it just goes to show that not only is the community having negative feedback and the forums are blowing up with people very disappointed, it's also Epic suffering some consequences. I mean, they didn't sell as great. I mean, not even half as Gears of War 3. And I gotta say, I'm a little surprised. When I read people's comments, when they were first announcing all the changes for Judgment, the fact that it's going to be COG versus COG, and you can jump off roofs, and no Locust in the multiplayer, no DBNO. People were saying, oh, this is not Gears of War, I'm not buying this piece of crap, this is terrible, it's too casual now. And I remember reading those comments and thinking, you guys are fooling yourselves, you're going to buy the game, why are you kidding yourselves, like, we're all gearheads here, like, let's be real, we're all going to buy the game. That's what I was thinking. But after looking at the numbers, it turns out people actually stood their ground and kept their word. They did not buy this game. So here's a couple things that I think went terribly wrong with this game. First things first, the campaign. Having this campaign centered around Baird and his squad was a bad idea, in my opinion. It did not generate a lot of hype from the get-go. You guys remember Game Informer leaking those images of their covers, and it was Cole and Baird being, they were handcuffed. Nobody was really that excited, myself included. I was actually very disappointed because I wanted it to be Marcus and Dom pre-Gears of War 1. Follow the books, do something, talk about Dom's brother. Like, that's what I wanted to see. And explain Queen Mira, something. But all this campaign did was just leave us very disconnected from the Locust. And it was bad enough that we can't play as them in the multiplayer. So to have the campaign not even really touch on their story or Karn's story or anything, that was just a bad move. I mean, we see Karn for like a total of a minute maybe before the actual battle. So I mean, Karn just came off lame. I mean, there was nothing really to him. It was an easy boss battle and it was just very dry. There's nothing there. And like I said, that ties into the multiplayer. We can't play as him. We can't play as any other Locust in the general multiplayer, only Overrun. And that just left a lot of people disappointed with this game. It rubbed a lot of people the wrong way, and I totally understand that because, I mean, once they announced it was going to be COG versus COG, all people could think is, oh my gosh, it's just like Halo, this isn't Gears anymore. I mean, can you blame people really for thinking that? It's the same thing with them adding Domination. I know Domination did not originate as a Call of Duty game mode. You know, it originated before that, but a lot of people are going to relate domination to Call of Duty because it's in all the games. We've all had experiences playing Call of Duty games, at least one game we've all played. And it's only natural to relate domination to Call of Duty. So when these announcements were being made of, you know, them adding domination, them taking away down but not out, taking away the locust, making it COG versus COG, people were saying, you know, this is just like Call of Duty, this is just like Halo. And for me personally, to read those comments and to see the videos of people comparing it to those games was almost like heartbreaking, because I love Gears of War. So to have all those games in the same sentence was just so wrong. And I'm not saying I completely hate the game now. If you guys see my past video, you know, just a few days ago, I mentioned some positives and I mentioned some negatives, and you know, feelings change and opinions change, and that's what YouTube is for, to think out loud, at least for me. So if my opinion changes, I'm going to tell you guys. It's been a few more days and I've found myself actually getting bored. And I tried, you know, figuring out why. I was like trying to figure it out. It's like, how is it possible that I played Gears of War 3 for hours on end, Gears of War 2 for tons of hours? I just played Gears 1 maybe like a month ago, and I was having a blast. So what is it about this game that is so different? I really can't wrap my head around it. All I know is that I feel like I have to play with friends to have fun. If I play by myself, it gets boring so fast. Like yesterday, I jumped online, I played 2 free-for-all matches. I won the first one and got second the next one, and then turned off my Xbox. I was like, okay, I'm bored, I'm gonna turn it off. Seriously, that's what happened. A few hours before that, I was playing with Kat, her boyfriend, and a couple other friends, and I was having a good time. A lot of BS was happening in the matches, but I think because we experienced it together and kind of had the frustration together, and we were playing Execution too, by the way, so maybe that had to do with it. But I was having fun, regardless whether we won, lost, whether I did good or bad, it didn't matter. It's because I was with friends, I had a good time. So I think that's the trick with this game. I'm going to have to play it with people. If I play by myself, I get extremely bored. And that sucks, because there's times where I do want to play alone. I do want to make videos or have footage for commentaries, and it's easier alone sometimes. But God, that seems so impossible now. So that kind of sucks for me. You know, just sometimes I think about it and I think, what the heck was Epic smoking when they were thinking up the ideas for this game? Like, did they just get high out of their minds on the greatest crack ever and then bring out the whiteboard and then take suggestions? I mean, isn't that really what's going on here? That would probably help me sleep better at night and make me understand. That would be a better reason, because I really don't understand what they were thinking when it came to the COG versus COG, blue versus red, no locust, no DB, no execution. At first, you know, they brought it later, but by then, you know, people already made up their minds about this game. A lot of people still haven't bought it. Just because execution comes back doesn't mean it's worth $60. And then I even read a funny comment on the forums where I guess someone was complaining about something, about execution, I think, and somebody commented and said, "Why are you complaining? It's a free mode." And I'm thinking, and some people replied with the same thought, it should have been with the game to begin with. You know, you can't really blame the guy for complaining. You just can't. You know, the game came with 4 maps. If you think about it, Gears of War 3 had 4 maps for the beta. Just the beta. So honestly, sometimes I feel like this game feels like a beta. And also like an event. Like, you know how Gears of War 3, they'd have events like once a month and you'd start with like a crazy loadout or, you know, something like that. That's what this game feels like. It feels like an event where you could jump off roofs and play free-for-all and start with one primary weapon. You know, it's like someone messaged me on Xbox like, "Hey, I glitched Gears. We could jump off roofs and I could throw a frag and it'll tag to your body. Do you want to play?" And then we jump in and play. But then at some point I'm like, "Oh, okay, I want to go back to the original. I want to go back to the basic Gears." But we can't. Like, that is the game and we can't escape it. So I don't know if you guys agree with that, like if you feel me on that, but that is all I can think when I play the game. It's like, this feels like some crazy, funny, like spoof. You know, it feels like a glitched game. And it's just, I don't know, man. My opinion changes, you know, by the minute sometimes when I'm playing. Like, sometimes I'm like, yeah, I like it. And then like the next minute I'm like, God, it's bad, it's not good. I think we're all kidding ourselves. And then the next moment I'm having a good time again. It's so back and forth. It's so hit or miss. And it's overall disappointing. The fact that I'm even having this discussion with myself right now, the fact that I'm making this video is disappointing because I really wanted to love this game. I really wanted to be addicted, and I'm not. I really am not motivated to play. Like if I'm bored and I have free time, I'm like, okay, yeah, I guess I'll pop it in, but I'm not like fiending for it. I'm not like at work, you know, waiting for the hours to go by so I could go home and play. And I honestly did feel that way with Gears 3, and that's scary. It's very scary. I mean, I don't know, guys. If you guys are feeling what I'm feeling, comment below, let me know, because I'm trying to hit the real issues, the bigger issues, instead of complaining about the melee, the scorcher, you know, the stem grenades, because everybody's talking about those. We all know those suck, but I kind of wanted to hit the bigger issues. I think the real issues of what killed this game from the beginning. From the moment Judgment was whispered, it was dead. And that's my opinions. I hope you enjoyed, and I will catch you all later. Peace out. Bye.